In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create these amazing 3D mock-ups for your design work. Look, if you're a designer who's looking to get that next client, get that next job, you need to be standing out on social media, and you might be asking yourself, how can I stand out? Well, I'm going to show you the solution today. You can go over to enna.supply and see an amazing collection of different templates that you can mock up your work. In this tutorial, I'm going to take you step by step how to use these templates and start sharing your work the best way. Our first step is to make our screen recordings. So to do that, we're going to find the website that we want to mock up. I'm going to use this one for the example. And the first thing we're going to do is just right click and go to inspect. Now we're going to make our screen recording here. So what we're going to do is just drop down this bottom panel to clear some space. And the reason why we're actually using this place to do the screen recording is because we can specify our dimensions here. We want to have 1440 by 900. Once we have that, we have the ideal canvas to make our screen recording so that it will fit inside the mockup template. And you might notice that when you first open this, when you hover on these things and you try and scroll, it's going to be really hard to do that. So you can just hold Command-Shift-C and it will actually take this away for you like that. Now, what we want to do is just make a screen recording. So I can hit Command-Shift-5 on Mac, and we're just going to match the corners in here to the dimensions of the screen recording, just like this here. I'm going to hit record. Then all we do is just scroll down the site like this to get our screen recording. Once you have all your screen recordings in the right dimensions, it's time to dive into After Effects. Now, if this is your first time using After Effects, don't be worried. This is actually quite a simple template to work with, and I'm going to show you everything in the video. So what you want to do first is click on the collection that you bought. So we're going to use the 3D collection for this example. I'm going to click on 3D collection, and this is the template specifically, the fourth one, and we're going to open up After Effects. Here we are in After Effects, and I'm going to just show you the first folder here, which is called Comps. Comps is where we have all of our screens. And so if we look here, there are different screens on this template, and each screen is actually inside comps here. We have screen 1, we have screen 2, and if we double click, it will actually open up this layer. What we're going to do is basically drag in our footage, our screen recordings, onto these images, and that's how the template works. So right now that I've clicked on screen 1, we can open up our folder that we have our screen recordings. See right here? Here are all my screen recordings. I'm just going to simply click and drag this screen recording into screen 1. So look at that. You'll see that we have our screen recording, and if we zoom out, it's actually going over the edges, and we of course don't want this. So we can simply grab the edge and hit Shift to drag it to the right size. And if we've done a good job of capturing our video in the right dimensions, it should exactly match this template here. That looks really good. And already we can click up here to one of our main compositions. Let's click the 1350. We can see that our first one is already in there. Nice. Let's just do screen 2. I'm going to drag in our second screen recording here. We're going to resize it. And if we come over here, you can see that they're starting to fill up on the sides here. That's how this template works. It's very simple. I'm just going to go ahead and add the other 2 screens and then show you some extra ways you can customize this template. I've just added all the screens now, and let's take a look at what we have here. We can click on any of our main ones up here and just hit spacebar to preview our animation. And that's looking really, really good. There's a couple more things I want to show you about how to customize this template. For example, what if you don't like the black background and you want to have a light background? Well, what we can do here is we can go into comps again, and you'll see down here we have the 1920 and the 1350 comp. These are just the aspect ratios, by the way. I forgot to mention that, but you can come up the top and preview 1920. You'll see it's taller, and the 1350 is slightly shorter. To change the background color, it's quite simple. We can head down here to comp, any of these comps here. Let's just go on the 1350. And once we click on this, we'll see that there's a background layer. What we're going to do is select this background layer, and then we're going to head up to our layer. Down here, we're going to click Solid Settings. Once we're on Solid Settings, we can click down here and we can basically switch this to anything we want to. Let's just say like an off-white, click OK. And then now, when we preview the 1350 up here, it's going to have a nice white background. One thing you'll notice with the default settings here is that our corners are sharp, and what a lot of people like is a rounded corner. So I'm going to show you how to round corners in the template. Let's zoom back out here and we're just going to go to our screen 1, and what we can see down here is we have a rounded corners mask, and we just simply click on this arrow to open up the contents, then the rectangle, then rectangle path 1. Under this folder we have a roundness value. We can actually just click here and put any value we like, so 24. Once that is set, we're ready to mask it on our video. So we click the video file up here, track and match. We want to select this and go to rounded corners mask. Once we hit that, we can actually go to our 1350 again, and there you can see we have our rounded corners. That's how you round corners, and you want to do that on every single image. So if you want them all to be rounded, you'd have to go and repeat that same process to all 4 images. I've gone ahead and rounded all the corners, and this is what we have. A pretty beautiful composition here. One best practice is to make sure you hide the placeholder images before exporting. What you can do is come down to comps here into your screens and just go on the placeholder one and just hit the eye. And what this is going to do is just make sure that that placeholder isn't going to be showing through. It's just a best practice to avoid things going wrong. Once you're happy with your composition, it's time to export it as an MP4 so that we can share it on social media. To do that, what we're going to do first is just select the one we want to use. Let's just say we want to upload the 1350. We're going to select this here and go over to composition and go to add to Adobe Media Encoder queue. Once that loads, the first thing we want to do is just change where our file is going to be saved. I'm going to put desktop and put, LinkedIn mockups, let's just say. I'm going to save that, and then we're going to hit the play button here, and that's going to start exporting our file to the desktop. After your file has been exported, you can preview it as an MP4. You have some amazing mockups to share on social media. And that was pretty quick. Within a few minutes, you can create premium professional mockups of your work for social media. To get your hands on one of these templates, head to the link that I've shared. You have a lot of choices, and it's really going to help you stand out, get more clients, or get hired for your next job. Thanks for watching the video, and if you've got any questions, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.